So a couple of things I wanted to do. Oh, that's pretty scary. Oh, I figured it out. All right. Cool. So let's do something first. When you, and I think I had mentioned yesterday, and in the email I sent to everyone, that this would be good to have a computer for. And so I'm recording it, but part of it won't, we're going to have to do it again at another time when you have a computer. So how many of you, when you log in, the first thing I'd like you to do is log into kw.com. I know that the people online at least have a computer. Although it's possible to watch my webinars using a cell phone. So maybe that's what they're doing. So is everybody logged into kw.com that has a computer? Let's. All right. So do you see something that looks like this?
I did. It's like
all right. So you don't see it anymore. All right. So that's going to increase. Well, it's you have to go to KW Connect. And then, yeah, we'll have to find it again. This makes it a little more difficult. But what we're going to do, I'm assuming, maybe I can get some feedback from the people that are online. So CC, you see this? So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to show you what you need to do if you see this. Notice it says here, discover what pound my CGI is all about. So we're going to all click on that. We're all going to click on that, and you should see something that looks like this, which is the KW administrative login. And log in. If, while following me, you can't log into kw.com, I will do this again, right? For those of you in the Santa Rosa area that are online, I'm going to be doing this in person at the 2 market centers next week. Matt's going to have me do it down here again, but this is for the early adopters. Aren't you guys early adopters? Yeah. Early beta adopters. So what I want you to do, notice it says, it probably says, hi. It looks like you haven't set up any goals. Is that what it says? Those of you. And it says, contact Market Center Leadership, that's me. I want you to click on where it says view full CGI calculator. And you're going to see something that looks like this. Now yours probably won't say this, but there's a place for you to put in, I can't see one of your screens, but there's a place for you to put in a code. Is that right? Right. So what you're going to do is you're going to all, and this works, it should work in Santa Rosa as well as down here, put in the code 0720-645584. Once this is done, you probably won't ever have to do this again. But notice this code is only good for 24 hours, which means if you don't have your computer and you're just taking notes, you'll need another code, right? Which I can generate. Has everybody gotten this far? So you put in a code, is that right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to log in as somebody else. Because I should have set this up. Let me see. Some people are chatting. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to log in as somebody else. Who do I know that won't care that I've logged in for them?
Can I just go to the website and create a login?
No, I don't know. I'm not sure you're in the system yet.
I don't think so.
You don't think so. So you're going to have to do this again. but that's okay. Not everybody, this shouldn't take long. I was going to do this at the end, but I felt moved to do it now. So I'm doing it now. Let's see, who should I do? Madhu, I'm sure, does not care about this. I would bet a cookie Madhu does not care. So I'm logging in as Madhu. So what, see, I know Madhu doesn't care. So I like Madhu, but she doesn't care about this. Let's go to KW Connect. And this is for people that don't see the pop-up. And I have to pick one where I have all the logins. And what we're looking at is go to Growth and Career Growth Initiative. And maybe, there we go. View full CGI calculator. So this, I should be catching up with where you guys are. And here's the class code, which you didn't copy. Does anybody write it down?
Yes, 720, oh sorry, 0720
0720
dash 64584.
84. All right. Unlock. And it works for all the market centers I've ever worked at. Well, not all of them. I've worked at a lot of Keller Williams offices. So, does everybody see something that looks like this? All right. Now, what I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but what I want to do, this is sort of a basic goal setting exercise. And I was rambling a couple of times ago about how this came about. And what we know is from experience that if you have a goal and the goal is appointments, right? That's what you're going to see. If your goal is appointments and you're meeting your appointment goal, you'll probably meet your client goal. And if you meet the client goal, you're going to probably meet your income goal. And by watching statistics, you can tweak your systems. So for example, if you're getting a lot of appointments but you're not getting a lot of clients, we know that we should be spending time on what are you saying to people at the appointment, right? If you're getting clients but they're not closing, then there's another issue as to what are they pre-approved, are they really ready, willing, and able to buy? So, so what we're going to do is notice the beginning part of this is profit. Yeah, please. You're going to have to rearrange for a moment. So profit, does anybody have, let me just say, let's say your goal is a modest goal and you're going to want to make $200,000 in profit. Right. Is that a modest goal? Now, I'm not telling you what your numbers ought to be, and we're going to talk about how we're going to use this, but what I wanted everyone to do is to at least launch the program, and once you've done it, you can go back in and make some changes. What is your tax percentage? There's a default at 40%. Now, if some of you are saying, I'm not at 40%, I would say you're not grossing $250,000 either. Is that, you know, but as a general rule, you're going to have more. Now, $3,000 was what's called the Keller Williams International Royalty Cap. And what that says is that after you can, 6% of the gross commission goes to Keller Williams International. I tell people it goes to the Godfather. And that, but it caps at $3,000. Now the office cap is going, that's called the company dollar cap, is going to vary by office. For those of you that are at Keller Williams Silicon City in Santa Clara, that number is $30,000. If you're in Santa Rosa, and some of my people are in Santa Rosa, that number is $28,000. If you're in Los Gatos, it's $42,000. If you're in San Carlos, it's $37,000. If you're in Cupertino, it's $36,000, right? And so the number varies based upon the expenses of the location. I heard, but I've not confirmed it, that San Francisco's is like 60 something, right? But then it's downtown San Francisco, right? So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna put in $30,000, because most of the, now Madhu is actually in the $37,000, but she's not going to mind that I'm playing around with her system. And then monthly expenses. Now, there's something called the budget model, but one of the things you ought to think about is, what are your likely expenses going to be every month, not that you're in real estate. Now, to be clear, this particular calculator was written for big producing agents, right? Do you understand? And the millionaire real estate agent, when they analyzed millionaire real estate agents, they found that almost 50% of all of their gross income was going to expenses and company dollar and a variety of things. They had assistants. They had showing agents. They were spending big bucks on marketing, right? So $2,000 a month is probably higher than what you're spending, right? But should you give some thought, should you spend something? And one of the things that we're going to do in August is we're going to talk about how to reach these appointment goals. And I'm going to suggest ways where you can reach those goals that don't require that you spend hardly any money at all, right? I think there's a concept in Keller Williams which is called lead through revenue. And what that means is you ought to start making money before you start spending money. But what number, how about $500 a month in expenses? By the way, when you do the math, board dues, MLS dues, office fees, right? When you add, if you were to add all that up and divide by 12, the number, by the way, is someplace between $500 and $600. A typical agent that isn't spending a lot of money on marketing could be still spending $4,000 or $5,000 a year when you look at all of the expenses, right? You understand the MLS and the Association of Realtors is about $2,000, right? You know, and there's copies, and you get the idea. So we're going to leave it at that. The commission percent that we're typically getting is 2.5, and this should make everybody in Silicon Valley happy, because the average price of a home is $282,000, right? Now, our median price dropped a little bit. We're going to talk about that, but let's say our median price is, let's say, $800,000. By the way, is there anything you could do about that? In other words, if you notice that you were selling cheaper homes, could that be part of your strategy, right? And in other words, if you're finding that your average sales price is $600,000 or $700,000, then it might be a good idea to refocus your marketing on areas that are a little bit higher, right? What percentage of your listings are going to come from list? What percentage of your sales are going to be sellers and what percentage are going to be buyers? This assumes a 50-50 split. Sometimes for new agents it might be 60-40. Sometimes it's because there's sometimes a heavier reliance on buyers. Let's just leave it that. What percent is your conversion rate? In terms of, you had a listing, what is the chances of it actually closing? Now, the default setting is 75%. Our market in the last couple of years has been close to like 89%, right? 90% of all listings close, right? I believe the last time I did it in our area, 92% of all the listings sold during their listing term, right? So, but the market is softening, and having conservative numbers makes it a little bit easier. Let's leave 75. And the next conversion rate is listing appointments to listings taken. Now, this is assuming that if you went on 4 listing appointments, you'd get 3 listings. Now, we're going to say 50 at the beginning. And by the way, this is one of the reasons why I'm available to help people with their listing appointments, because it will increase your percentage, right? Having somebody go with you. And just saying, when you're new, because you'll get questions like, how long have you been in the real estate business? How many homes have you sold in our neighborhood? You know, do you have references? Those sort of fun questions. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on submit. So is everybody with me so far?
Yep.
What we've done is we've accomplished step one of the calculator. And what I'm going to be doing in the next month or two is talking about how you can use some of the built-in material. In other words, there's tracking things. So the question is going to be how many appointments are you going to need in order to reach your goals, right? And there's a production tracker and all that. So what does this say? Look at this. So total gross commission, let me just go through this. Cost of sales, it talks about that. This is an interesting little breakdown. Total commission income. If your goal is $200,000, you're going to have $133,333.33 in taxes. $33,000 would be the cost of sale. That's the company dollar and the Keller Williams International. $6,000 is expenses. It means you'd have to do $372,323 in gross income in order to actually net $200,000. Does everybody understand that this is a business, and so there's expenses and there are taxes and there are things like that? And the monthly goal in order to reach that would be $31,000 in gross commission income, which, by the way, in our market would be 2.5 transactions, right? Our average commission is about 20 grand, 2 transactions a month. Right? Do you understand? 2 transactions a month, 2 solid closings a month would put you over that mark. So if we go, why don't we just click on this? It would say that you're going to have 18.6 closings for the year, or 1.6 closings per month. I was just guessing at the number. Actually, 2 was high, right? 1.6 transactions a month, given an $800,000 price, the 2.5% side. And if you're doing half of it, it would basically mean you need about 1 listing a month. Right? If you're getting 1 listing a month, you'd have 12 listings. If you had 1 sale a month, you'd have 12 sales. You'd be over that mark. Right? Now, by the way, people I've coached at other market centers, one guy's, his goal was to close a transaction a week. Right? Which may sound hard, but that's not a lot. Not really. I mean, you understand, in most parts of the United States, that's $280,000 sales price. That's not a lot of money. Right? You understand? But there are agents in our market, some of whom I've trained, that are closing a transaction a week. Just saying. They're motivated. And it wasn't their first year. But we have a program called 36-12-3, and after 5 years, the goal of that program is for you to get up to 36 transactions a year. Right? And at 36 transactions in a year, you'd be doing all right. Right. So listing appointments, it would mean if you have a 50% conversion rate, you would need 24 listing appointments. You need 2 appointments a month. Right? If you got half of your appointments to convert, you need 2 a month. Recapping the monthly goals. Isn't this fun? Isn't that? 3 listing appointments a month, 2 listings taken, 2 closings. And the emphasis of this is on the listing side, but it works, the numbers work with buyers too, right? You understand it's the same thing. I'll tell you, if you want to make a lot of money in real estate, and all of these numbers are getting in your way, forget all of that. And set a goal to do 1 appointment a week. Right? Do you understand? 1 appointment a week. So you do open houses, and the reason to do an open house is to get an appointment. You call people, the reason is to get an appointment. You talk to people, it's about getting an appointment. Right? Do you understand? And if you got 1 appointment a week, even if you took a month off, that would be 48 appointments a year. And even at, I think I did this yesterday. I don't remember what I did. But anyhow, it was yesterday. At a 50% conversion rate, that's 24 transactions. At a 25% conversion rate, that's 12 transactions. And at $20,000 of gross commission, 12 transactions would put you in the 250 gross commission income range. All right, does everybody get that? Should you have a goal as to how many appointments you want to get in August? Do you think that would be a good thing to have? All right, a goal, 1 a week is all we ask. One appointment, one lousy appointment a week. All right, that's all we ask. All right, so I don't know, was that, some people are chatting, not working for mine. Did you put in the dash? I may have to log in, CC, as a person from Santa Rosa in order to generate one, but I generated one for somebody else up there yesterday and they said it worked. So why don't we talk? All right, we'll talk later. Let's talk, CC. All right, the other thing that I wanted to do is cover one other fun thing, and we'll see if you agree with that. All right. So I just hit the back button to get to this screen, and I'm going to close it. All right. So can everybody get to something that looks like this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Oh, everyone with a computer. So if you don't bring a computer, what you should do is draw quickly everything that's on the screen, like, you know, like a little animation. Anyhow, I'm recording it. What we want to do is talk about how to market yourself to sphere of influence in other people. And we're going to click on the plus sign that says My Marketing, and we're going to click on the first link that says Create Marketing Material. And I need to do, CC, you and I, we need to talk. Maybe afterwards we'll chat. Because I have some Santa Rosa issues. I believe I can generate a code that'll work pretty well. But I also have some other Santa Rosa issues. Yes, we do. Yes, thank you. So what I want to do is to talk about a marketing piece to try to send out every month. And we're going to do the email piece. And I'm a little tardy right now because I should have done this a couple of weeks ago. But better late than never. Is that right?
Sorry, Mike, how did you get there? You went to marketing?
The plus sign next to My Marketing. Does everybody see the plus sign next to My Marketing? So,
Yes.
all right. First thing, create marketing materials.
Mm-hmm.
Next, email. We're going to do email first.
Okay.
Although I prefer to do print, but I'll show you the email, and I may do print. You'll see why. You'll see why. What we want to do is type in this month and hit enter where it says keywords. And what you're going to find is that there are 2 email newsletters, templates. One of them is the easier version, which is what I'm going to show you how to do today. And the other one is a real pain in the tuchus version. And there are videos of me doing it, but you have to really like charts. All right, you understand? If you like Microsoft Excel and you like making charts, and you learned how to create a Microsoft Excel chart and turn it into a picture, that's the harder part of the system, then you could do this, but we're not going to do that. We're going to do the easy one, right? Because we're in real estate. Isn't that right? We want to do what's easy. So there's 2 of them, one of them, and they just changed the template. This says this month in real estate July, and this one says June. Why don't we pick July? Does that sound like fun? And what we're going to do, and what I'm going to do, because I've got a limited little thing here. All right. How about that? So they've got new buttons, and they've made the email HTML, which means that it looks better on people's phones and tablets and things like that. The previous versions have all been an image. So we're going to click on Personalize. And again, I'm recording this, but this is something that you ought to do. personalize. Is there more chatting? Yes, okay.
I think
Yeah.
the question is content.
We're going to get to that.
Content.
I'm going to show you how to add content.
We're getting the content.
I'm going to show you how to get the content. All right? There's an extra fee. Yeah.
That's the,
I charge double for the content. So we're going to show you how to create content. Now, there are, generally speaking, three kinds of people that I coach and train regarding this. On one end, we have the people that watch me do it, and they say, I ain't going to do that. And so they don't do anything. Right? Then, on the other end, they have people that have watched me do it, because there's videos of me doing this, right? I mean, not just one or two, but I probably have 10 videos of me doing this. And then I see them, the guy that I used to work with in the Campbell Market Center, he'd have his laptop open and his iPad open, and on the iPad he's playing my video and pausing it and doing the steps, and he learned how to do it, right? And then he did it for the area that he was interested in marketing, and those people leave me alone, right? You understand? Because they're not always asking me how to do it. And then the middle group, what I do for the middle group is I create an image that they can just stick into an email or post on Facebook. It's super, super easy, right? And there's some people who find that too difficult, but I'm going to probably do that. So this month in real estate, July 2016, what I would normally do is put in a hyphen and type in Santa Clara County Edition.
Are the videos of you doing this on YouTube?
Yes, they are.
Outside?
They're on YouTube. With the cat playing the piano and everything. So what I've done, I'm proud that I've made one for Santa Clara County. Does everybody understand the problem with using this? And the word idiot came to my mind, but I'm not supposed to call other real estate agents an idiot. But there's a real estate agent in Los Gatos who has launched one of these campaigns, and every month I get it this month in real estate with a price like $239.7. And I have a feeling he's sending it out to everybody in his database, right? And if you don't modify it, if you just send it out, what you get is National Association of Realtors stuff. Now, if we were in a market where $239.7 was a typical price, why not? But we got to change that, isn't that right? So what I've done, I'm proud, I've highlighted July 2016 Santa Clara County Edition. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to make it big, all right? I want people to know that I want people to know. Right? Does everybody understand that? Now, could we have, for the people in Morgan Hill and Gilroy and San Martin, South County Edition? Could we do one that says San Jose Edition? Could we do Sunnyvale Edition? Right? There are people that have gone through my training that are doing Willow Glen and they're doing some of these. Right? But most people don't, this is good enough. So, how do we put content in? Well, what I've done, and Cece, one of the things that we would need to talk about is I don't have access to the numbers up in Sonoma County. If you were to give me a copy of the trend report, I would make one for you too. But it's a long story. So we're going to click on Matrix Search. And we're going to click on Matrix Search. Did I mention yesterday that knowing the market and knowing market statistics could be an important factor in your ability to get real estate business? What's the first question somebody's going to ask you when they know you're in real estate? How's the market? How's the market? So, by the way, I can't see all the people at home on their computer, but I'm the only one in this room that is obviously in the real estate business, right? Nobody else in the room. I'm going to turn the camera around on all of them so you can shame them. No one is wearing a name badge. No one is wearing a name badge, all right? No one. No one's wearing something. Now, when I was at Century 21, this is my best story. I was wearing a Century 21 shirt that looked like this. I was at Nob Hill. I was checking out. The checker said to me, so how's the real estate business? Right? She just said that. I said, unbelievable. It's, crazy. I just listed, this is what I told her, a condominium in the area. It's a great starter home who do you know is looking to buy their first home? She said, I am. Right? She didn't buy that one, but she bought a condo on Gold Run, which is in the Vista Park area. 5 years later, she sold her condo. I listed it and sold her a house in Blossom Valley. Right? Now, is it possible that other real estate agents were there that day, checking out of Mount Hill? Is that possible?
Sure.
Right? But they were secret agents. Isn't that right? I see real estate agents leaving the office, taking off their name badge and put it in their pocket. Because you wear it in here, right? Because I don't know why you wear it in here. I can't explain that, right? It was just, so I'm just saying, so if somebody says to you, so how's the real estate business, would it be better for you to have a real answer than to say, I don't know, it's great. I don't know. I don't know. You know, don't bug me. So, just saying, so we're going to go to stats. Now, I know in Sonoma there's something called trends. And Cece, if you send it to me, I'll make you one. And this one, we're going to go to county and type in SCC for Santa Clara County. And I'm going to click on residential. And what I do for this is I lump single-family condos and townhomes all in one. This is a generic what's going on in Santa Clara County. Now, if you wanted to, you could make one for single-family homes. If I were farming single-family homes in Blossom Valley, I would make one that said single-family homes in Blossom Valley. Right? If I were farming townhomes and condos in Sunnyvale, I would make one that said condos and townhomes in Sunnyvale. Right? Does everybody understand? If you learn how to do this, you can make a bunch of them. And what I do is I click on customize, and I do this just because I feel like it. I go to the past 5 years, I'm going to start with number of sales, and I'm going to break it down by month. Now, the reason I go back 5 years is that at times I make a longer version of this by using the information in an Excel spreadsheet to make a chart, showing a 5-year trend as to what's happening with sales, a 5-year trend with what's happening with price. Would that be a useful thing for you to know? Would that be a useful thing for you to know? And so sales number of group by month, I'm going to click on generate. And I'm going to end up with, it looks like a bad hedge, but I'm going to click on data. And being incredibly efficient, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy all of this. And I'm going to go down here to EXCEL. Now, for those of you that are already freaking out because I'm launching a spreadsheet program, by the time I'm done, I'm going to make an image, which you can just copy and paste into something. Okay? You understand that? Now, you can't modify it, but, you know. So here is an Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to make it all fit in my little window. And what I'm going to do is go to the top, right click, paste special, Unicode text. And it is now put all of that data into its own little cell. Isn't that fun? Are we having fun? I can't see the faces of the people online, but there's no fun in Silicon City. That's all I can say from the look on people's faces. So I'll say this relatively slowly, but I'm recording it so you can learn the formula. If you look at our marketing piece, which is over here, Sarah, the PhD in economics, thinks it's fun. But most other people. Notice it's asking us about sales a year ago since last month. That, by the way, is a common thing, right? How is the July sales compared to June? How is July 2016, how is June sales compared to May? How are June sales compared to June of 2015? Right? Do you understand? Did they go up month over month or year over year, right? So the fun is never ending. Yeah, something is never ending. I don't know. So what I'm going to do this is June. Now, do you understand our July this month in real estate? Because people send me emails. You know, I have this vision of people going home after one of my sessions, drinking some Red Bulls, And then they start typing emails to me. And the July this month in real estate is using June's numbers, right? Because July's not over. So August would be July number, and you know. So 1,551 were the total number of closed sales. So what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to click on this, 1,551. Right? Does everybody see we're modifying the template?
That's the entire county.
That's the entire county, Santa Clara County edition. And I'm going to tell people, it says here seasonally adjusted annual rate of homes in the United States. Well, that's not right. Is that true? That's not right, is it? No, not right. So, I don't know. Oh, now I understand why. So I'm going to say, sales of single-family condos and townhomes. All right? Home sales continue to increase year over year. We don't really know if that's true or not. Let's ask Excel. So first of all, I'm going to say, see the cell to the right of 1,551. That equals that number minus last year's number. So it went down 85. That cell equals, and this is called the DOT, D-O-T formula. And what the DOT formula is for determining statistics, percent increase or decrease. Difference, the D, divided by the old total, D-O-T, D divided by O-T. So this equals the difference divided by the old total. And I'm going to highlight that and make it a percentage just so you can see. It went down 5%. And then I'm going to say this equals the current month minus the past month, which is 47. That equals the difference divided by the old total, 3%. So sales went up 3% from May, but are down 5% year over year.
Can you walk through the formulas one more time?
Yes. So the formula is D divided by OT, dot. The difference divided by the old total gives you an increase or decrease, and then you make it a percentage. Did I mention I'm going to make an image that you can just paste into an email and send out? Right. Did I mention that? I'm going to make an image. But would it be, this is not rocket surgery.
Do those totals only work along the x-axis
X-axis.
of the chart?
I don't know what you mean by the x-axis. There isn't an axis here.
Well, I mean across the board.
I could put the cells anywhere and it would do the same. Excel's good at addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. All right. So if this is, and by the way, there's videos of me doing this. There's going to be a video of me doing this. You know, like the guy, it was creepy for both of us that my voice was in the office when I was sitting there, right? But he would play it and stop, and then he'd go, and then he'd start it again, and then he'd stop and go back and he would do it. And pretty soon he learned and stopped asking me how to do it. But in 5 years, there's people that still can't do it. Right? All right. So 47.85, we know it went down 5 and 3. Now I have to admit I haven't done this yet, but we're going to see upload image. Now I'm not sure that I can do this.
Yeah.
Flip it. Yeah, that's the problem.
Maybe make it red.
Well, I think that's why my assistant how do I make it flip over? Well, I can save the image and put it someplace where I can find it. I didn't realize that it was going to be this. So one of the things that I have done, and I now realize why I like those little blues, so I'll have to work on that. But one of the things that I've done is I've uploaded arrows, up and down arrows. You see them, up and down arrows. And so what I was not expecting this to be that much of a problem. But what I'm going to do is open this with Paint. I normally don't like to do this while people are watching. And it's a little tiny thing here. I'm going to rotate 180 degrees. I'm going to save as DOWNARROW, down arrow, and I'm going to put it, I'm going to have to call, I called and complained the last time they modified this because they didn't have a down arrow, which assumes everything is going up. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to upload an image, and I'm going to select the files. And by the way, for an extra $5, I will sell you a copy of the image. I'm just kidding. Did I mention that I'm going to make an easy version?
Nice.
Ta-da!
Well done.
All right. I hadn't practiced this, but I've been through this before. So how much did it go down? It went down minus 5% since 1 year ago. Isn't that cool? Isn't that beautiful? And it went up 3% since last month. So this says home sales continue to increase year over year. Is that true? How about this? Home sales are down year over year, up month over month. O-V-E-R-M-O-N-T-H. Month over month. Is that right? Cool. Wasn't that fun? Now, by the way, once we've done this, and for those of you that are online, I'm just going to, because that, by the way, to me wasn't a sophisticated graphic, but what I'm going to do is copy the Dropbox link. And for those of you, let me see what, I had it and I was going to sell it to you for $10. Thank you. That's the economics. So that's a link to my little down arrow. Thanks. Which, All right, so what else do we need? We need to know what the median price is. So let me move this around, go here. So we're now going to go over here and we're going to take sales, and I use median instead of average. And the reason I would use median, because everyone understands average is the average, taking all adding up and dividing by the number you've added up, you get an average price. Median is the one in the middle. That's generally a more stable indicator of pricing than average. It's like this room, right? It's like my office. My office is either really, really hot or really, really cold. So I guess I could say on average, I'm comfortable. Isn't that right? On average, right? But it's not comfortable. It's either really, really hot or really, really cold. So I'm going to use sales price median, and because I'm really lazy, notice I'm not exporting it as a CSV and importing it because I am time efficient, which means lazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it down here, right click. I'm going to go to paste special, Unicode text, and I'm going to paste it in. And now I have our median price, notice was $9.20. Look what happened. It was $9.45, $9.35. So the median price dropped. Did you know that the median price of a home in Santa Clara County dropped last month? Right? Would that be something you could have worked into a conversation? Right?
Yeah.
Median price actually dropped in Santa Clara County. Did you know that? Huh? Did you know that? So $9.20 is our median price. So we're going to go back here. We're going to find this. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. and 920, comma, 000. Now we want to know, did it go up or down? So remember, we say this equals that minus last year. This equals the difference divided by the old total. And then this equals this minus last month. And that equals the difference divided by the old total. Right, now, it may be obvious to some of you, I've done this a few thousand times. Right? I can just about prove it on my videos. But after a while, this becomes really easy, right? You understand? I do the same formulas over and over and over and over again, right? And making better looking graphs and charts is something else. So we know it went up 4% from last year. By the way, if you look at a 5-year trend, you're going to see that prices in Santa Clara County have actually been going up by 18 to 19% a year. But it went up 4% over last year. I'm just saying, right? Just saying, right? Remember we talked about so we don't know what the future is. Well, anyhow, I'm not going to keep going on about that. So 4%. So up is fine, 4%. What I'm just going to do, because I'm really lazy, is I'm going to get rid of that. And I like a space, oops, what did I do? Interest. Thank you. And back here, it went down 3%, so the space minus 3%, and then we got to do this guy again. Now the good thing is, once we've done it, this should be down near the bottom. There we go. Click on it, change the arrow. And this seems to be like I've added something I don't really need. Why is it doing that? I don't know. I don't like it.
What time of the month do you recommend sending out the newsletter?
I don't know why it's doing that little thing there. So generally speaking, you should do it by the 15th, right, of the month. And so that's why I'm targeting.
When was the previous months? So we're in the month of July, so when would...
So you ought to do this, like in the first week, you ought to run the numbers. I'm going to be running, I do this, I just don't always send it to everybody because, I don't know, I just don't. But
The numbers in MLS are
What's that?
The numbers in MLS are current.
median
Okay.
price of single,
Generated off of the-
SINGLE, single family condos and town homes. All right. And I don't know why. I'm going to get rid of this. I don't know why there's space here. I just don't know why it's doing that. I just don't know why. But it's good enough for government work. And then home prices have continued to increase year over year. That's good enough. We don't have to change mortgage rates. I don't like that space, and I don't know how to get rid of it right now. But notice it's got my branding, it's got all that stuff, phone number, it's got all of this stuff. And so let's say I'm happy with this. So I'm going to click on Save this month in Real Estate July, and I'm going to say SCC because I do more than one of these. I click on Save. And I don't like that little space, but I'm not sure what I could do about it. I really don't know what to do about it.
Do you have access to the source code?
No. So you could do something in MailChimp or other programs, but this is easy. Remember, what we want is easy. I'm going to click on Exit. And I don't know. It's not perfect, but a few things are.
Where do you get the mortgage rates?
That's provided by Keller Williams. The mortgage rates are generally no different in California than they are anyplace else. So I just go with it.
This doesn't have to be updated.
I don't update them. I don't worry about them. I just send them out. Now I get a rate sheet every week from lenders, so I don't care.
All right.
So I'm going to click on Compose Email. Now that you've done this, now that we've done this month in real estate, July 2016, Santa Clara County. I'm going to click on 2, and let's see, how many eligible contacts do I have that I could send this beautiful marketing piece to? 5,498, but the system will only allow me to send 2,000 at one time, and only 5,000 a month. So
That's a EDGE.
someplace I have career session coaching. I'm going to send it to the people in my real estate school. How about that? There's 228 people on this list. From some people who graduated, I haven't gone through and cleaned it out. Some people are going to be unhappy that I keep sending them stuff, but I can live with that. I click on add all eligible contacts. I click on save and continue. I scroll up here, I click on send. I have just sent over 200 people a marketing piece. All right. Now, if we go to print marketing, and I'm probably not going to do it myself, but I'm going to get somebody else to do it. This month, I type in this month because I'm lazy. This is a postcard version. Now, let's say you've been doing my let's go out and visit lenders and make friends with lenders idea. Right? Let's say you've done this. The lenders probably don't know what's happening in the real estate market as well, right? They know interest rates really well, but they don't know any of that other stuff. And by the way, could this, since you mentioned where do you get the interest rate from, could this give us an opportunity to connect with the lender? Supposing I was sending this out to the South County lenders or a lender, and I was being really good buddies with Bank of the West, and I asked them, could you provide me with an interest rate to send out in the newsletter? What do you think they're going to say? I'll put your name, see where it says source? I'm going to put your name, Bank of the West, and your email address and phone number. How about that? Do you think that would make them happy?
Yeah.
Would they be more likely to send me a referral if I did something like that? Now, you'll notice this template looks pretty much the same, except what you end up with when you're done is a postcard. Right? This is a print version.
I'm sorry, how did you get that template?
I
What
went,
keyword?
I typed in this month,
This month, okay. Sorry.
and that's okay. It shows that you're actually following along. Many of the times the people that are just staring at their computer are reading Facebook posts. And so what we can do is we can go and notice it's the same thing and modify it. And so when I'm done with this, I save it as an image, right? Because it's a postcard, it's a print, it creates a PDF, and I have software that makes PDFs turn into images. Easy. And then I crop it in Paint, and then I have an image, and I'll send you the image, right? I'll send everybody the image today. Right? And then what you do, does everybody understand that? So now you have an image. Now on the plus side, you don't have to do anything other than send out the image. On the minus side, it's an image, and that HTML one will resize in order to fit somebody's device. This is just going to be an image, but then you don't have to do much with it, right? And so once we've created the image, what I recommend that you do is you go over here to and you go to email, and you pick this first one that says 120,000 brokers. There's videos of me doing this because when you click on personalize and you click on the image, it's basically going to allow you to upload that image and just replace this great big image, and it sits right at the front. And you can send it out to everybody, right, without having to do any of that. But then if you don't learn to do that, you can't customize it. You can't make a Willow Glen or a Cambrian Park or a Campbell or a Sunnyvale. Right? You can't, right? Because you don't know how, because you haven't learned how to move the arrows up and down. All right. would it be a good idea, and by the way, one of the things we're working on is a little template. So once we've created this image, and I'm not going to go through all this right now because I don't really have the time, but once we've created the image of the postcard, and we've THISMONTH, that's how I find it, could we make a 8.5 by 11 flyer that has that information at the top, right? Once we have the image, and has some other information that we could give to the lenders, have it in open house, stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? Would it be a good idea for you to have stuff like this at an open house? Right?
Absolutely.
Yes, say yes, right? She's not gonna say yes. All right, that's okay. I don't want to say yes either. So was that all in all a useful thing? Yeah, question?
Is there a way to actually send out mailers, postal mailers to the system? So
Yes.
that they produce the flyer? Like we have?
Yes, this system being eEdge, once I make the postcards, I can upload a list. I do this, by the way, every 3 weeks. I upload a list and I gave them my credit card information, and they'll print, label, mail, first class, jumbo postcards, full color, 2-sided, out the door about 84 cents each, including first class postage. Including first class postage. Now, I've seen agents go to Office Depot, Office Max, Staples, and buy heavy index paper, and they stand at the copy machine, jamming the copy machine, trying to print, and it won't print 2 sides, and then they're using the cutting board to cut them, and then they're putting label, and they might shave a nickel off of each one. You might shave 5 or 10 cents maybe, right? But in order to, so if I've been talking to lenders, right, or other referral partners, or people that are in my sphere that I have an address of, would that make a nice little postcard you can send out once a month?
Yeah.
Right? What's happening in real estate once a month? Right? Fun? Is that good? All right. So everybody go buy a name badge. All right, everybody online, I hope you had fun. The group here is, sure, really fun.